Hi, today I would like to do with you an exercise to help you show a little bit more self-care and self-love when you need it most. This is going to be a posture that is quite simple to implement, and that as many embodiment coaching or somatic coaching exercises you can do almost wherever you are. Now this one is maybe a little bit less usable everywhere, unlike centering, for example, but I think it's still something that is very easy to do almost everywhere. So I think showing self-care and self-love is weirdly one of the hardest things for us to do. We are so much better at taking care of others, helping others, supporting others when they need that, but we can be so incredibly harsh on ourselves, so critical, so judgmental, so demanding of ourselves. It seems weird, especially because it's only when we show ourselves true love that we can do the same for others. And yet, I find that very common, at least among my clients, but also just I hear it so often from my friends, from my family, from people around me. It is much easier to show care for others and not so much for ourselves. So this is why I particularly like this posture, because it can really give you that self-love in the moments of need. Now, what might be a little bit harder is to remember to actually do it when you need it. So again, as with any somatic exercise, the best is to practice it regularly so that it becomes a habit. An exercise, a tool that you can just quickly reach into your toolbox and just grab whenever you need it. Let's do the exercise. Again, you can be sitting or standing, whatever you feel more comfortable with. I'm going to be sitting with some cushions here, because this is how I find myself comfortable. Shake whatever you have off so that your body is free of strong tensions or even just the thought of whatever you were doing right before this. And basically, the posture is a self-hug. What I invite you to do is to put your right hand on your rib cage, on the left hand side, and your left hand here on your shoulder. And then you bring your head towards your right shoulder and you bring your gaze downwards. Now you can do it this way, or you can do it by mirroring me and doing the opposite. That's up to you. So I would explore both sides and see what feels more comfortable to you. I prefer doing it with the right hand on the rib cage and my left hand on the shoulder. And when you are in the position, whatever side feels comfortable to you, gaze downwards, bring your focus inwards and try to focus on this hug that you are giving yourself. How often do you really hug yourself? I bet not often. And just as you would be hugging someone that you love the most in your life, maybe for a second, allow that person to be yourself. That one being that you love most of all, that you care for most of all. And try to feel that love, that care, that acceptance in your heart. Breathe calmly. I'm going to come out of the position, but you can stay in it for as long as you wish. And it can be a very brief self-hug, just if you're feeling that you're about to enter a stressful situation that might be tough for you and you want to give yourself a little bit of support, or it can be a really strong, deep hug that you stay in for as long as you wish. Now, I know for some people it might sound strange when I say, be the person you love the most, be the person you care for the most. Isn't it egoistical? Isn't it very self-centered? No, it is not. I believe it is quite the opposite, because true love does not mean that we do not set boundaries, that we do not sometimes kick ourselves a little bit to go and do that thing that we've been procrastinating to do. It doesn't mean that we never want to change anything or that we believe we're perfect. No, I think true love means that we accept ourselves the way we are, and we see whatever bad traits we think we have. We see our shortcomings. We see when we've done something wrong, but we love ourselves nonetheless. And because we love ourselves, next time we will try to do better. We just won't focus on that and won't let ourselves be characterized by that one, maybe wrong decision that we made, or that one situation where we behaved not in a way that we would like to. So it's also showing kindness to ourselves while trying to also be a better person for ourselves and for others. I think this is what true love is. It's like, when you love a child, if maybe some of you are parents, if you love a child, you love your child unconditionally. And of course, you try to do everything so that they are happy and that they are living their best life possible. But at the same time, you are going to say no to them. You are going to set limits. You are going to set clear boundaries and say when something is not okay and that is unacceptable. And you are going to help them learn better ways of doing things. So do the same to yourself, except that you are not a child, you're an adult, which makes things easier in some ways, maybe harder in others. But it means that you have towards yourself that agency that you can implement. So keep practicing that posture. Make sure you take good care of yourself, high quality care. Yeah, while also continuing to be, or at least striving to be, a better person. Bye.